So where is my victory? I ask you, my hero, my prophet, my loaded revolver. Sure, you keep on saying we still got forever on our side, but you and I, we both know all we ever had was never. And the cold of Alaska, the cold of Siberia, el frío de la Antártida. So if ever there was a time for a preacher man to sing a different song, such time is today, to set our constant motion at ease, to pretend our constant craving will have a feel, to kindly turn us kind, like the best kind of prey, like the kind that needs to pray. You know the kind. The sleeping kind, the silent kind, the murderous and the murdered kind, my own kind. So where is my victory? I ask you, my killer, my victim, my loaded revolver. Well, I still have not accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior, but I sure as fuck am beginning to wonder why every time I look up at the sky, I get the funny feeling I might end up with a shiny, glossy, glimmering, and sparkling black eye. You know, the type of bruise that only comes around with a nice pack of good times and guilt, pleasure and regret, pride and shame. But I am only ashamed of all the drugs I haven't done, and I am only proud of all the money I haven't made, because success is but another word to describe all junkies, the ones who shoot their way to freedom, the ones who wrote it all down beyond any chance for reprimand, saying that freedom ain't worth a damn unless a nasty, filthy blues comes out of it. Anything less than that is nothing more than choice. The choice to eat or shit, to choose sugar over guns, to have a respectful and issue-driven debate on the similarities and differences of being a crack whore and being Uncle Sam. But yet, a choice is all I have. No chance to reconcile myself with the self I am to force or forget, with complete disregard over which one comes first, not a second too late. I join the rest of you, the ones who are alive and pay taxes, since it is only then that life truly begins, not at conception, no. Not when the day after pill fails to do its job because you took it 2 hours too late, no. Not 3 months after that, nor 6, nor does it even begin when little Bobby is finally snatched out of his overdosed, overfed, overcared for mother, no. Hell, life doesn't even begin when Jack and Diane, 2 American kids growing up in the heartland, try to be Natalie Wood and James Dean for a day until finally the condom breaks. 2 American kids just doing the best they can. Life only begins when the IRS, the INS, and American Express christen you with a, "Dear Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, will you please be so kind to sign off on the above so we can finally get to work on whatever it is you have been dreaming of." And yet you wonder why so many people fumble through their everyday just looking up at the sky with the funny feeling they might end up with a big, fat, disgusting, revolting, and ghastly broken heart. Everything pretty has turned out rotten. So these are the last epileptic guitar chords and whole displacing dirt-removing words I will ever speak of. I speak of the hairnet swinging of your middle finger, of the cement floor where you cling to the dress that she once wore. I speak of hair, bones, and flesh. I speak of the hush-hush words of hollow holy men like you and your namesakes. I speak of weeds growing out through the cracks in the pavement and a stranger's face seen through the window of a passing train. I speak of God, not to God, because God very seldom responds. I speak of bushes burning bright, spitting out somebody's voice in Coca-Cola as the dark, dark wings of white, white birds flap along to the song in the air. The bush is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker. I speak of very often the last word is better left unspoken. I speak of niggers and queers, of jesters and queens, of nickels and pennies for the hooker down the street. You know the one I speak of. She's crazy like a fuck, and I don't mean crazy. She walks around barefoot crazy. I mean crazy. She will scoop out your heart with a plastic spoon, then feed it to her mother. Her mother, she claims, shot herself in the head and splattered her blood all over her face 15 minutes before introducing you to her as her new friend. Her new friend as opposed to her old friend she brought along 5 minutes before. I speak of, I'ma shake my head and become a pacifist. I'ma grow dreads and become an anarchist. I'ma pierce my face and become an artist. I speak of every motherfucking cop that ever shone a fucking flashlight on my face just so I knew he could shine a fucking flashlight on my face if that's what he shows. I speak of lefties and righties, of reds and blues. I speak of the Yankees winning another World Series and the Cowboys another Super Bowl. I speak of stockbrokers and slackers, of Beaners and Hicks. I speak of you. Yeah, that's right. I do speak of me. I speak of you and me, locked in a basement, nothing between us but empty spaces, and all we can think of doing is just stare into each other's faces. Not even spit in them, not even stab them. Hell, not even sit on them and straddle each other until the roosters, cows, and every other farm animal made so by men come home to the suburbs, where it's nice, clean, and safe, and even the rapists wear polo shirts. Because there, nothing has turned out rotten. Except, of course, for everything that sings. The bush is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker. Burn. In a city made up of rooftops diamantes, estoy esperando el incendio. Between the silence y la herida, estoy esperando el incendio. Leaking sugar-coated bags y gasolina, estoy esperando el incendio. I am waiting for the fire porque no me queda nada más que esperar. Once I waited for my lungs to grow and catch up with the big boy that I was. But then my mom showed up, all dressed up, all made up, with a face like a clown and lips like a bag. Not the kind that likes to suck on cocks, but the kind that we light up and smoke down, then throw on the ground and stomp it out until the fag is a fag no more, until the fag is a fag no more, until the fag is a fag no more. Después esperé a que amaneciera domingo, con promesas de rodillas rasgadas y lenguas espinadas, pero luego llegó mi papi con sus dedos de metal oxidado, agitándolos, haciéndolos bailar despacio, rebanando el aire al frente, no su frente, no la frente del de enfrente, pero el aire al frente, el que se revienta y gotea almendras secas que escurren por la pierna, que escurren por la pierna, que escurren por la pierna. So by the time Monday came y mis pulmones me alcanzaron, all I had was wet legs y labios de cigarro. En la bolsa, the promise of a fire, el que I knew someday vendría and turned everything to ruinas. Cenizas secas, desinfected, rehabilitadas, transparentes, 6 fingers de palabras acomodadas cuidadosamente, like a crown of thorns, la perfecta retribución, el nítido recuerdo de la gorda en la escuela, the fat one who always sat up front, spreading her legs wide sin un rastro de vergüenza, con vello púbico sticking out, calling out, reminding us all que hasta las gordas have a wet hole, un hoyo húmedo with constant cravings, math lecture, clases de historia, it all sounded igual para la gorda, all she wanted was the friction, la fricción, no ficción, her very own brand of natural selección. Y así empieza el fuego, with a stick y un agujero. No los que venden agujas, tampoco los negros, but a hole nonetheless. Sometimes maybe the hole was wet, algunas veces no. Algunas veces the hole was just a hole because a hole was all the hole could ever be. Pero siempre había fuerza, siempre había contradicción. Siempre había un asesino de viernes por la noche, ready to be a lover. Siempre había un techo, algo de silencio y una herida para echarle un poco de azúcar y un litro de gasolina. Una murder scene que nos haga cantar una canción about un cuerpo squeaky clean. Una máquina de carretera, un incendio que sigiloso espera. In my front pocket, algunas veces afuera. In my lungs waiting to grow. In the fact que se niega a hacer cigarros solamente. En mi papi que una vez ordenó, exigió, I should wait for the fire to start in my legs, en el vacío entre ellas, la perfecta escena criminal en donde nobody will ever want to give a fuck. It's been forever since I've been asleep. These days, my days are measured by the bruises, the stitches, the nearly televised revolutions that nearly explode every time I look deep into the mirror's green eyes, the mirror's blue eyes, the mirror's gray eyes. They change colors, you see. Much like evil has a funny way of changing sides. But deep inside my own heart, I am ruthless. I have encountered and defeated the old ways, the ways of the old, the ways of the conquistador. Deep inside my own heart, I am fearless. I am merciless. I despise what I see and I conquer what I hate. Deep inside my own heart, I have the heart of a riot-inducing, flag-burning, venereal disease-spreading whore, and the mind of an old and wise jester. And there are no kings and no queens for this clown of the political arena, no. There are no kings and no queens for this fool of the socio-geographical ineptitudes, the traditional gender role hypocrisies, the economical lack of reasoning apace between the insured and the train wrecks being let out in the street, no. There are no kings and no queens, but yet a hero remains to be seen. Che Guevara and Johnny Rotten, Sylvia Plath and Willie Burroughs, Lucio Cabañas and Caligula, cause I mean shit. If the shit's gotta go down, it might as well go down with all the shit up front, with just enough of a heads up to get my own shit out of the line of attack, with just enough of a heads up to work straight through lunch the day before, impress my boss with such a fit so getting off will be no problem on the day when the shit begins to hit. Escúchame speak, cause there is something I tengo que decir, a tale I tengo que contar about la primera vez que nací, when I was black. El African dream tenía labios gordos, tenía un fat nose. I had un Dios que hablaba en clicks and clucks. I could tell time just by mi huella en la arena, la que se llenaba con water each time la luna llena slashed open the evening sky. Esas eran las noches when I dreamt with a better life. Una tarde frente a la TV screen, una mañana spent shopping for a home style. So I rode la primera cruzada out of here. Me llevó way past Spain hasta el Palacio de Buckingham. I shed my black curls, me compré un head full of red hair. I got by on papas al carbón y coliflor al vapor. Pero entonces tea prices got too high. So I jumped on a barco y crucé el Atlantic Sea. Set up shop to vender hamburguesas y french fries. Y con mis neighbors grité, In God we trust. Para entonces ya eran los años 60. So I grew my hair tan largo como mi sister. Me puse ropa como mi sister. Caminé por la calle como mi sister. Mi papi me confundió con mi sister. Me dijo que era mujer because my sister had never been a man. So I corté mi pito with a plastic spork. Cuando terminé cutting it off, una canción on the radio told me it was time for me and my sister to vote. Pero mi mano me dolía from all the cutting I had done. Así que en vez de votar, I went down south. I forgot all about English, pero nunca me interesó aprender all that shit con acentos you had to write. Me convertí en mexicanito con zapatitos de charol. And now, everything I do is mexicano. Everything I say is mexicano. Everything I write is mexicano. Everything I bitch, cry, moan, and twitch about is mexicano. 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 Not a Mexican, but American. Gringo, no, but a nigger from the Caribbean. Un Rican stealing cars. Un gusano de Cuba coming over on a makeshift raft. Una negra cachonda de Brazil with too many cocks to suck. Un sudaco de Argentina wishing I was a WAP. Un 21st century frijol coming over con visa de estudiante. Not to blow your country up, but to tear it apart, rip it down, turn it out from the inside. Luego volver back home con a new attitude and a bit of green hidden in my shoe. Con blonde hair y colored eyes para que mi papi me confunda con un stupid Mick. Un conquistador siempre con hambre de su share to take. La mail-in Russian bride que pidió about a year ago. El fucking migra que denied him un permiso to go his sister die. To get un tomate across. Un kilo de carne roja, carne negra, carne blanca, carne enferma for the black market. Not the one run by blacks. Un bean para el siglo XXI when everybody's supposed to be frijol. Un frijol to make me papi proud. To make him forget todo lo que he never did. Todas las llamadas he never returned. Todos los papeles he never got signed. Todas las cartas he never wrote. Todo lo que he never said. Oh, fuck it. Ya acabé. Gracias.